Yes, we are live, so I'll have to check and make sure the audio is good and everything like that. And we'll get beginning and get started here. Let's see what it sounds like. I'll have to check and make sure the audio is good and everything like that. And we'll get beginning and get started here. Yeah, so we are live. So today I wanted to do a live stream for week 18 of this Lions franchise. It's the last game of the season. If we take a look at the standings, we have already clinched the playoffs because we won the NFC North. Also looking at the NFC as well, the Commanders will have the number 1 seed unless they were to lose and the Eagles were to win. Regardless, the team that's not getting the number 1 seed will be probably the number 5 seed, meaning that the only team that can compete for the number 2 seed from us would be the Atlanta Falcons. So right now they are the 3rd seed in the playoffs. So I don't think that we have to really worry about those guys. I'm going to do something here. Actually, I think we're good to go. But yeah, so we have pretty much clinched the playoffs, and we have clinched the number 2 seed. Once again, I'm going to check one more time to see that the live stream is up and running pretty well. And just want to make sure that everything's going smooth before I get this going, and it's a long stream and it wasn't even recording. Yeah, so everything's going good, going to plans here. So as you guys know, this is the first time that I've had a face cam, so that's an interesting thing to see. Is usually I wouldn't want to show the face cam yet until I was a little bit bigger, but I think that it would be nice. But I got a coffee here. We're going to sit back, relax, probably about 2-hour stream potentially. But yeah, there's some things we want to look at before we get into this last game against the Cowboys. I don't think I've ever played the Cowboys here on this Madden, so I really don't know how they play. But I guess like the one thing that we can look at right now before we look at end of season stuff like the schedule and the stats and stuff like that is we can at least look at how close are we to winning some hardware here. So MVP, obviously we're not going to be anywhere near the MVP status because Goff's done so many interceptions that wouldn't even be close. But Coach of the Year, we are in 4th. So I think that if we could potentially come away with a win here, we could have a chance. But Ramiro Gallo, so first-year coach for the Washington Commanders, is currently going up for head coach of the year. And it's actually interesting. You look at legacy score, 61 for Campbell, 68 for Gallo. So we are in 4th. I think if we were to come away with a win here, I don't know how Doug Peterson is in 3rd right now. And then Sirianni and Gallo, probably pretty predictable. And looking at the NFC for Offensive Player of the Year, we do not have anybody except for Jamal Williams is in 10th place. Probably not going to win Offensive Player of the Year there. Defensive Player of the Year, once again, I don't think we're really going to have anybody. No, we don't have anybody. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I guess the only person that we really have that could potentially win this would be Blake Corum, but he has not played enough, so that's probably not happening as well. It is interesting to know Cornelius Johnson out of Michigan, 73 overall. He's in 5th right now, so that's nice to see. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't know how Christian Gonzalez isn't up there at number 1 because 1, he's on the better team, and 2, he plays like one of the best corners in this franchise right now. It's interesting. Keely Ringo is at number 4, and then going down a little bit further, we have Drew Sanders. But Drew Sanders is injured, I do believe, and he kind of fell off. He had like a nice little run early on in the season and has slowly started to fall off. And that's it for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback, not going to have anybody here. Too many interceptions. And best running back, Jamal Williams, who leads the league in rushing, somehow is in 3rd behind Devin Singletary and Saquon Barkley. So that doesn't really make sense either. And then best wide receiver, we're going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's actually not in the top 10 anymore. He probably would have had a chance to win it had he not gotten injured. So that really hurt his chances of winning Receiver of the Year. And the best O-line, once again, Osiris Torrance is the only guy we have up here. So it's like we are one of the better teams in the NFL, and we hardly have anybody up for some awards. And then Defensive Line of the Year, Aiden Hutchinson is in 5th. Had he not been injured for a lot of the season, he probably would have had a chance to win it. Best linebacker, which is crazy because I'm going to tell you that I think Anthony Walker Jr. has been a very solid linebacker for us, and I believe that he deserves to have a spot up here versus guys like Leonard Floyd and Shaquille Barrett. Like, they're on 4-12 teams. They're not that good. And then best DB, Christian Gonzalez is an 8. So maybe if Christian Gonzalez has like a 2-interception game, he can win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I believe at that point, I don't know if we can check it from here. Yeah, I think at that point, though, it would move him up to Superstar X Factor. So that'd be interesting. But we have Quinn Nordine, who could potentially win the Best Kicker award. And I've been saying it. I think he deserves it. 68 overall. We signed him only because he's a Michigan guy, and he has dominated for us. So that's pretty much the annual awards is what we're looking at there. To be honest with you, I don't expect much to change at all. Probably not likely. But you look at the passing leaders over there on the right, I think it's interesting. We don't have anybody there, but rushing leaders. Jamal Williams is by far the number one runner in the NFL. He's out-carried Derrick Henry by, 47 attempts, but he has 151 yards more than him. Only 10 touchdowns on the year, though, so that's something we'll look to improve upon. And then sack leaders, we don't have anybody up there, but Max Crosby with 21, TJ Watt with 20, nobody in the interception leaders. And then tackle leaders, 153, 156, 138. Actually, I do want to look at one more thing before we do get started, because I do want to see how many tackles Anthony Walker has. He has 158, so he's up there among the best, but only 47 solo. You're not going to lead the league in tackles, but 158 tackles combined. I actually am curious where that leads in the NFL. Is number one. So that's what I mean. I think he's had a great year. He's just been kind of like overlooked a little bit because he hasn't had a lot of interceptions or just solo tackles in general. If he did, I think he could potentially be going up for the best linebacker award. So that's all I want to look at in the league category. In the options category, do I do it now or do I do it later? I want to turn the progressive fatigue off. I don't know if I should do that now or I should do that later. I think I'll do that after this game, but I'm going to have to remember to do that. So now we're on the home page here. I do want to look at something before we start getting started. I'm going to take a look at the Cowboys roster and their injury report too. That way I can get that out of the way. So the injured players we have is Alex Anzalone will be out for 2 more weeks, so we could have him back for the divisional round. I do believe he could be back for the divisional round. Amon-Ra St. Brown would be back for the wild card game, so that would be huge to get him back for the first game of the playoffs. Khalid Hudson and Drew Sanders will be out for the same amount of time as Alex Anzalone. So we'll look forward to getting these guys back if we can win the wild card matchup. Don't know who it's going to be against yet. And now let's take a look at the Cowboys roster here. I didn't even look at their injury, but we'll see them when we look at their roster here. So Dak Prescott is up to a 92 overall. He looks dangerous. And then Dorian Thompson-Robinson is their backup, or RB-Inson, if that's what you want to call him. PJ Walker's their third string. Then you got Ezekiel Elliott. Crazy enough, still getting love in Madden, 90 overall. I feel like in next Madden, he may not be even an 84. He might be more something like an 81, 82. But Tony Pollard, though, getting some love, 89 overall. Sorry if you can hear the chair squeaking. It's just how it is. And then look at their fullback. I mean, this guy is really good. Asterix, that's his name. It's just Asterix. Elon Musk named him for sure. He's a rookie out of TCU. I'm actually curious who this guy actually is. I think he is a real-life person, but when Bengal made the draft class, it obviously doesn't allow some names. It must have been some vulgar name, but it's his name nonetheless. Asterix at fullback. Receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Julio Jones is playing for the Cowboys now, and they also got Kayshon Boutte, who, as you guys know, is getting booty at LSU. And then Jalen Tolbert all the way down to the 5th receiver. So looking at the receivers, now moving on to the tight ends. Dalton Schultz is healthy. He's ready to go in this game. And then our offensive line consistently feels like they're like one of the top offensive lines in football. Tyron Smith, Aaron Brewer, third-year player out of Texas State. Tyler Biadasz. I'm actually not sure how you pronounce that guy's name. I'm unfamiliar with him. He's out of Wisconsin, 79 overall, though. Zach Martin, 99 overall right guard. And then Terrence Steele, the 81 overall right tackle. Looking at their defense, DeMarcus Lawrence, 94 overall. He'll look to wreak havoc today. Dorrance Armstrong and Osa at defensive tackle. All right, and then looking at the linebackers, Damone Clark, Leighton Vander Esch, we already know he had a really good rookie year, and then from that point on, he kind of, I don't want to say fell off, but wasn't as relevant as his rookie year. And then Jabril Cox, And Micah Parsons, 99 overall. You just don't want to run his way. You don't want to throw his way. He's such a dominant player. He's going to be trying to hit us all day. And then their cornerbacks, Trayvon Diggs, probably accurate rating, 89 overall. And then Deron Bland, a second-year player out of Fresno State. And then Ahkello Witherspoon, former Pittsburgh Steeler. And they also got Trayvon Mullen out of Clemson as their number 4 guy. All right, here's the first injury we've seen for the Cowboys. Malik Hooker will be out for this game. We've had a lot of games where the other team's free safety has been out, so it'll be interesting to see how we can attack that, if at all. But they have Jalen Catalon out of Arkansas, who's actually really good, a 76 overall free safety, so they're not really falling off too much with Hooker being out. And then Donovan Wilson is the strong safety, kicker, Rodrigo Blankenship, and Brian Anger is the punter. So that is the Cowboys roster. So I know I've done some live streams in the past, and they were kind of just me trying to get a video in and kind of post something. But I think it'd be interesting today. You know, this is like probably my first real live stream here, face cam and all. So I mean, you guys are getting what you expect. I have like an actual live stream here. So let's take a look at the playoff picture. I have not shown this yet, but I did say that we are the number 2 seed at the moment, and Atlanta has no chance of overtaking that number 2 seed from us. So we will be the 2 seed no matter what. Now it just kind of depends on who are we going to play. So in this game, actually, I may try to do some different things and get different guys involved in the game plan, because there's no sense in trying to win this game against Cowboys, because we don't necessarily have to. We already have the 2 seed on lock. So, and then you got the Falcons would be potentially playing the Cowboys, the Niners, and Eagles. It's also interesting to note that the NFC, East, I believe is what it is, has, no, they don't. They used to have the Giants in here. I was going to say, they had every team in their division in the playoff hunt right now. Now, if the Bears were to lose in their last game of the season, then I think the Giants could sneak in. Looking over the AFC, you got the Bills at the 1 seed, my Pittsburgh Steelers at the 2 seed, against the Raiders, potentially Chiefs and Dolphins, and then Jags and Bengals. So, actually, probably who you would expect. I mean, in the NFC, there's some teams you wouldn't expect. The Falcons, the Bears, probably even us. The Commanders, the number 1 seed, that's crazy. But that's the playoff picture there. As we're doing this live stream, too, I wanted to talk about different things as well. The big thing, see, I get tongue-tied. You guys see it in the videos and everything like that. And it's like I could go back and edit it out, but this is all authentic. But the big thing with the Steelers going into next season, in real life, of course, is how well Kenny Pickett can play. If Kenny Pickett can play really well, then I think the Steelers would have a good opportunity to be a good team. But like I said, that's going to depend on how Kenny Pickett plays and what we do in the draft and who we can re-sign, because I know Minka's going to be a free agent. So can we re-sign Minka is a big question. But like I said, that's going to depend on how Kenny Pickett plays and what you guys. Yeah, so that's really what it's going to depend on. Taking a look at the weekly awards, we did win a weekly award, and it is Anthony Walker Jr. So, like I'm saying, I don't understand how he's not being talked about as one of the better linebackers in this franchise. 14 tackles, an interception, and a touchdown. He's all over the field, and I've been impressed with him every game. He's never been hurt for us this season, so he's been what we want. Also, once this season is over, this series may end, but if it doesn't, we do have some things to think about. Obviously, I would not play a full season game. We got MLB The Show coming out, which I'm very looking forward to enjoying, as I'm going to be doing a franchise on there, and I want that to be a long-term franchise. I don't want it to be a short-term franchise. If it spans over real life, 2-3 years, then I'll allow that. You know, you see guys like Mr. Hurricanes, who I would say is probably my biggest inspiration. You see what he's done with his Rockies franchise. You saw what he did with the Broncos franchise, where like he didn't move on to the next game that came out. He just kept playing on that game, and I like the idea of that, because if I want to be able to get invested in my MLB The Show franchise, unlike what I had done in this Madden year. So I'm excited for the MLB The Show franchise. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be kind of an adjustment to how I record this to that, but it'll still be interesting. But if we were to continue this in like maybe a 1 episode a season type of thing, like 1 season per episode, we do have some things we got to think about re-signing players. But there's not really anybody that's like really super key to re-sign. Jeff Okudah I've been impressed with big time this year, but he's not really interested in us. We didn't pick up his 5th-year option, so he probably took that as we're not interested. So he's not interested. Jonah Jackson is got a little bit of interest. He's a guy that I definitely want to bring back at 26 years old. Josh Reynolds not interested. Okwara is not interested. His brother's not interested, so probably not bringing back either of those guys. I'm not going to bring back one and let one walk. I'd both just let them test. Both of them test in free agency. Khalif Raymond, a little bit of interest. Ugo Amadi, mid, like he's got mid interest. And then the rest of the guys are pretty much your backup guys. Spencer Pulley would be interested in coming back to be the backup center once again. But I think the one guy that I definitely would look to re-sign, the 2 guys I'd look to re-sign would be Jonah Jackson and potentially Jeff Okudah if we could work out a deal. Don't know if we would be able to, but I would be interested in bringing those guys back if we were to continue this franchise. That's a big if, though. I want to look at the unstoppable force for this game and see what the you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Coach, you're tasked with facing the Cowboys and their high-powered offense this week. Where does stopping them start? I think the big thing is if we can keep up constant pressure on Dak Prescott. It has to be pressure. You start getting the quarterback off his spot consistently and getting sacks or even forcing incompletions, and any offense is going to struggle to have success, which is the truth because you've seen what we've done. When we are facing pressure, we struggle. I throw picks left and right, and that's when I really, struggle the most is when pressure is in my face. But if we were to continue, like I said, we could go in and look at scouting college players here and kind of go through the quarterbacks here. I'll tell you, there's one guy on here that I'm really interested in, mainly because I like his build, and 2, he's from Dayton. I'm from Ohio. Obviously, you guys don't know that, but I am from Ohio, which is interesting. I'm a Steelers fan, a Michigan fan. Don't like Ohio teams, other than the Cincinnati Reds. But here's the other quarterbacks. Don't really know too much about, they're not 95%, so we do know about them. Victor Randolph and Jason Berry. But Matt Mickens is probably my favorite one. He's a true talent 1 to 2 round guy. As you look at his player notes here, he abandons initial reads in favor of the check down. That's not a bad thing because he's not going to be putting the ball in harm's way very often. He's got a beautiful spiral in all his passes, stands tall in the pocket and always aware of pressure, so that's huge. You don't want the paranoid quarterback because the paranoid quarterback stays stuck in this game. He does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. That's nice. Loves to run and play outside of the structure. I like that. And he's got a fast shot put style 3-quarter motion throwing. He is a scrambler. He's 22 years old out of Dayton. Now, I do think that it would be really interesting to maybe follow the career of Matt Mickens because I do like this guy. I think he shows a lot of good things that I like. He's got good athleticism, only solid to good throw power, solid to good strength, solid to good speed, great to elite jumping, good to great change directions, good to great agility, good to great acceleration. So he's an athlete. And if you look at his skills, A, awareness, A, break sack, A, carrying, which probably isn't saying much when it comes to the quarterback, but maybe it has a little bit of an impact. D, injury is a big thing, but quarterbacks don't get injured in this game. So you really don't have to worry about that. A, juke move, A, play action, A, spin move, A, stamina. This guy's got A's all across the board. F, stiff arm. Who cares? C, deep accuracy. That's actually probably not bad. B, medium accuracy, B, short accuracy, B, throw on the run, A, under pressure, and D, trucking. I don't care if he can truck or not. Maybe we bring him in, sit him behind Jared Goff until Jared Goff's contract's up, and then let Matt Mickens do his thing. Or do we not draft him, and we just let Jared Goff do his thing? I think it'd be interesting to run with a different quarterback, though, if I were to continue like a career mode type thing following a certain player. Running back, not going to be taking a running back. So if we were to continue this. Fullback, nobody's taking a fullback that early or anything. Receiver, I think we're set on receiver. St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Lazard's been okay for us. Maybe we're looking at a third receiver that we would need, but it wouldn't be a focus. Tight end, though, would probably be a focus. So a guy like Jay Clayton, which we don't know a lot about Jay Clayton. We do know that he has good to great speed, though. He's a really good athlete. So strength, marginal, to decent. So that probably means he's not going to be a big blocker. See D run block. But yeah, he's not a blocking tight end. He's going to be the guy that stretches the field and catches the ball, has good awareness, good carrying. But we will have to learn more about him. But if we weren't to go after Jay Clayton, I'd like to go after one of these guys down here. So we could actually probably go through this stuff if we wanted to and kind of see who we're interested in. Jay Clayton would be interesting. I'm just going to go off the right side of the stats. Catching traffic, run block, B to D, B to D. This says he's a vertical threat. Catching is also B to D. I don't know that Max Spellman would be that good of a tight end for us. Good to great speed. How is he as an athlete? Not a very good athlete. Pass block, short route is a D. So I'm not really interested in Max Spillman, to be honest. CJ Elliott, though, out of Florida State, run block is an A. So this guy might be a pretty well-rounded tight end. He's not a great athlete. He might be more of a run blocker. F short route, yeah, he's a run blocking tight end. Not really interested in that type of build. Devin Bell, though, a guy out of Michigan, he says he's a possession guy, A catching. Deep route running is A to C. Run block is A. This guy might be really good. He's got good to great speed. What's his up? Yeah, he's a very good athlete. A short route. Medium route is a B to D. Deep route is A to C. I think Devin Bell's the guy we go after. I want to learn a lot about this guy. I'm going to take this guy off my board. Devin Bell's the guy I want on there. And then you got Sheldon Winslow, A catching, deep route running, run block is A to C. Let's see if we know anything more about. See, he's not as good of an athlete, but he does have pretty decent short routes a C, A to C deep route, medium routes a C. So he's not bad. He'd be a guy that I would take in a little bit later rounds, but Sheldon Winslow there. Deep route running B, catching traffic B, catching A to C, run block C. Jalen Morgan, also a guy that I think would be pretty good just by off those stats. John Palmer, I think another guy that I'd be interested in learning more about. And Mitch Patrick, not going to really learn more about him right now at the moment. Looking at the tackles, these are guys that I would probably not really look. Well, actually, let's look at these guys. We have 65% on these guys right here. But I don't think that that's the type of build that I want. I want somebody that we can draft in the later rounds who's got... Yeah, these guys really aren't that good. Trying to go through here. Run block right here for Marcus Spearman. Yeah, these guys, I'm not interested because I'm not taking a round 1 to 2 tackle. Looking at the guards, kind of a big drop-off, really. Looking at the centers now. Once again, kind of I do like Rylan Rose. Looks like he could be pretty good just off those stats. Run blocks B to D though, but Drew Schneider looks pretty good as well. And I think Mason Breen could be pretty good. He's a potential undrafted free agent, so we could learn more about him potentially. And then right guards, these are day 3 guys, not really interested. We got Osiris Torrance as well. Now here's where we could probably look to get a tackle in the 3rd to 4th round setting. I think these guys right here are pretty much identical, but we do know a little bit more about Brian Garrison. But we can learn more about Cameron McCoy, B to D, C to F. These guys are all kind of, they'd be kind of a big risk if I'm being honest. But Will Olson, we know he's got C pass block. We know he's got C run block, B awareness. He'd be a guy I could take into day 3 side of things. Defensive ends here. We got to think. Because we kind of have a 4-3 team. But we could run more 3-4. So what kind of defensive end would we want? So like Eddie Amaya is more of like what the team scheme is, but I don't know if that's the direction that I want to continue to build in. These guys aren't really impressive. Larry Hyde is a top 5 projected guy. Let's say a guy like Byron Weston. I like his size. That's kind of the size we're looking for. Same with Corey Martin because I kind of want to transition more to a 3-4. And check that out. Defensive tackles here. Trayvon Hatchett looks pretty good. Top 5 projection guy. 95 overall % completion. He looks really good. He'd actually be a guy that I would look to bring in if I was going to spend like a top draft pick with him. It says we got 1 viewer in here, so that's pretty cool. And then looking down the board here, like a guy like Jaden Lowry, we're 95% completed on him, just so we can like remember these guys that we're high on, that we'd have a lot of information on, like Rakeem Bell. We know a lot about Carl Tutt. We know a lot about Tremaine Judge. We know a lot about Trayvon Brackett, and then from there, I guess since we know a lot about these guys, we could just add them to the board. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Outside linebackers here. I think we're good. We just got to stay healthy there because we have Hutchinson and Drew Sanders. So if we can just stay healthy, that's kind of the big thing with our outside linebackers. We're more looking for like backup depth players rather than starters. So not really looking there. Middle linebacker, maybe somebody to back up Anthony Walker would be nice. We do know a lot about Dennis Scott and Enrique Bailey. And then going down the board, as a matter of fact, I think the CPU did like focus scouting on these guys. That's where they're 80%. But we could also look to free agency to make a move there. Right outside linebacker, once again, we're not really looking to target anybody there. And then corners, I think we're good on corners. Sean Murphy-Bunting would be a guy we could eventually look to replace, but at the moment, not really looking to replace him. Free safety, we could look to get somebody at free safety. We got Cecil Bankston out of Washington State. Let's go down the board a little bit here, though, and think about more like day 3 guys that could potentially be good. Zone coverage C here, man coverage B to D. I think that Rashawn Clement looks like he could be decent. Here's Byron Rhodes. He's going to have decent zone coverage, but he's not going to be able to play man. But he's a guy that's a potential undrafted free agent who we could draft in the later rounds potentially. And strong safety, not really anything there that looks good. But we do see C and B to D, B to D, B to D, C to B to D. Jalen Bartell out of NC State. And J.J. Hopkins potentially. Kicker, we got Quinn Nordine, the best kicker in the land, and punter, not interested in looking at the punters. So, but if we do look at the prospect, I want to look, so the prospects here, the one guy that we're interested in, Matt Mickens, he is right now rated the number 20 prospect on the board. So we could trade up to get him potentially. And it probably wouldn't take a whole lot to do so. We can look at mock drafts as well, but I think only like 1 or 2 have been out. 2 have been out. So the last one that we saw, we were taking Matt Mickens actually. So, but would Matt Mickens actually drop to number 27? Probably not likely, but I'd like to bring the guy from Dayton, hometown kid, for me at least, bring him over to Detroit and have him play with us. So that was just a quick look at the prospects. We haven't really shown that at all. So let's get into weekly strategy here and see how we're going to stop the Cowboys. I think stopping the medium pass is probably a good way to go there. And then on offense, I think running the ball inside is something that we've done great all season. And we'll take a look at our team goals this week. I think winning the turnover battle has always been my biggest one. I know I'll show you guys the team goals that we select, but winning the turnover battle is the one I always pick. Same with like 350 yards of offense. If we can allow less than 20 points, I think that allows us to maybe win the game. And we need the sacks to help us with XP, so I think sack the quarterback 5 times is something we can go for on that weekly game plan. So we'll go ahead and start the training here. Hopefully no injuries. So looking at the offensive side of the ball, dislocated shoulder for Jonah Jackson. So the guy we were just talking about that we would like to re-sign. Can't do that. I mean, well, we can still do that, but he's not going to be playing in this game against the Cowboys. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we are 100%. So we're ready to go on the defensive side of the ball. Got to upgrade some players here. And then from there, I think we might be ready to get into the game. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, we'll upgrade the playmaker attribute. That's obviously not going to give him much, but we need to kind of make him more well-rounded. He is a slot guy first, so Penei Sewell, the next guy, I think pass protector for him because he gives up a lot of sacks in this franchise, way more than I would like. Aiden Hutchinson with a big upgrade here. I think power rusher, we can go with power rusher, kind of make him more of a hybrid rusher, a pass rusher instead of just one thing. Devon Hamilton, who we traded for earlier in the season, the only guy that we traded for. We're going to continue to upgrade that run stopping ability. That's the reason we brought him in here. He's a star development guy out of Ohio State. Drew Sanders, he's a run stopper first, which is interesting because I think that we have him in the wrong position realistically. In real life, this guy will probably be transitioned to middle linebacker. But for the time being, I want to try and develop him more as a pass rusher and not kind of a run stopper / coverage guy. And then we got a couple other guys that need upgrades. I'm going to upgrade Quinn Nordine because that's my guy. And then from there, we'll just auto-upgrade everybody else. We're going to continue to upgrade power for Nordine. We've had one upgrade this season, and they didn't even upgrade the power. So once again, we get an upgrade for him. We go for power, and he doesn't get an upgrade to his power. It's already at 97, so he probably doesn't need it. But it would be nice to get it, though. All right. Was there one more thing that I wanted to show? We got another thing to upgrade players. Oh, it's everybody else. Yeah, so auto-upgrade everybody else. I think there was one more thing I wanted to show. Yeah, the standings real quick. So I want to see how many spots are open in the playoffs right now. So in the AFC, there are plenty of spots to go around. There are still 3 spots that have not been claimed, but the Pittsburgh Steelers have claimed the AFC North, and I'm pretty sure probably the number 2 seed. In the NFC, only 4 spots have been claimed as well, so it's anybody's game there. So I think we're ready to go. I covered the Dallas Cowboys roster. Everything else is good to go. Not going to worry about managed staff until probably the playoffs. And we'll turn off progressive fatigue after this game against the Cowboys. So we'll go ahead and just get into this game against the Cowboys. And we'll edit the depth chart once we get into it. Kind of want to try different things in this game. Make sure that players don't get injured. But I will say that I did have uniforms selected that I wanted to wear. So I wanted to wear the 2000s alternates, and I wanted the Dallas Cowboys to wear their current alternate with that red, white, and blue. Because I already got the thumbnail, so I want to make sure that the uniforms match the thumbnail to the game itself. So here we are in Detroit. One thing I do want to check on is I want to make sure that you guys can hear me and the game perfectly fine, and we're not drowning each other out or there's an echo at all. So that's something that I will look at before, well, probably as the noise starts to come in. As I have the music turned down, that's why you can't hear the music right there. Yeah, so I think it'll be perfectly fine. I don't know that. I think the game. Actually, I'm not even sure. I think that the OBS studio might be recording the gameplay audio as well. On top of my mic will also be recording it, so hopefully that doesn't cause too big of an issue. It is actually currently 9:40 in the morning when I'm live streaming this, so the sun will start to come up and it'll get brighter in the room as the day goes on. I'm not recording in the dark, but rocking the black uniforms from the 2000s here for the Lions. Really nice uniforms. I think that if the Lions would try to bring that back with their modern look, it would be pretty cool. And then we got the Cowboys wearing their red, white, and blue. I am honestly a huge Cowboy hater in real life, so I can admit that. But we're gonna have Jack Fox tee this one up, and we're gonna be underway here in Detroit. One thing I want to check on is I do want to make sure I'm on all Madden. That kick just felt slow, so we'll take a look at that before the Cowboys come out for their first possession. And Dak Prescott is the quarterback for them. We'll take a look at his stats first. See how he's done in the year. So 35 touchdowns, 13 picks, 4,700 yards on 589 pass attempts. Not too bad. Wait until you see our guy. The numbers aren't pretty. Goff has not had a great year. He's had a lot of games where he's played well, but he's done a lot of interceptions in between those games, so it's just looked ugly. Yeah, we are on all Madden, but before we get into that, I kind of want to go to the depth chart here. We're going to have Goff start, Jamal Williams, Kabinda, Jameson Williams, Lazard. I want to see Ronnie Bell get some time today, so we'll put Ronnie Bell at the number 3 guy. Josh Reynolds, I'm sorry, but I'm going to let Ronnie Bell, the Michigan man, get some snaps in this one. Jody Fortson at tight end. I'm good with that. I think at this point, I think he's definitely started to play better than Pharaoh Brown. So I'm good with Jody Fortson being the starter. And then offensive line, we'll keep that the same for now. Aiden Hutchinson, we'll keep it the same. Yeah, we'll let Aquara be in for and play with his brother. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll have Zimenez at left outside linebacker, Anthony Walker at middle linebacker. Let's let Malcolm Rodriguez play there. Corner, Christian Gonzalez, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Ugo Amadi. Nothing really too crazy there. I think Tracy Walker over Kirby Joseph in this game. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big drop-off if one of them were to get injured. Trey Dean, though, I will let start over Deshaun. Actually, we'll go Deshaun Elliott, but we'll put Trey Dean in the slot corner. Jameis Williams, not going to let him return kicks today. Don't want him to get injured. We'll let Ronnie Bell do that. And then third down running back, I want to get that to Blake Corum. I'm gonna let Corum get some more touches. Slot wide receiver, we'll let Jameis Williams be that slot receiver. Aiden Hutchinson right, rushing right left end. Josh Pascal, sub linebacker, slot corner. Slot corner will be, where's he at? Trey Dean, Trey Dean right there. And should we put Jeff Okudah at corner over Sean Murphy-Bunting today? I think we'll do that. Sean Murphy-Bunting's been good this season, but I want to see what Okudah can do guarding their number 2 today. So there's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about today. It's going to be hard to do so as we play the game. But I wanted to kind of talk about the XFL that's going on right now. And the XFL has actually been really cool. Only 1 week and 1 game for the second week has been played at this time. Yesterday's game was St. Louis versus Seattle, I believe, and St. Louis won that game. If I had to pick a team, I would pick DC Defenders. Before COVID came around, that was my team I wanted to pick. I like the name. The color scheme of just plain red and white is just such a good color scheme. You cannot go wrong with it. So that's why I chose to be a fan of the DC Defenders. And I think the football game, there's a lot of guys on there that, if they weren't playing in the XFL, could definitely be playing in the NFL on a practice squad. They just want to be able to show their talents on the field, opposed to being on a practice squad and nobody really watches them play at all. So there's definitely some very talented guys. I did see that Paxton Lynch is like the only quarterback to ever be benched in the NFL, the XFL, the USFL, and some other league as well. So yeah, I think the Canadian Football League is big. So I already said CFL. But like I said, there's a lot of competitive guys and a lot of guys that could be on a practice squad, and a lot of guys that actually played on. There's one guy that played on the Super Bowl winning team last year. So they go with the end around number 8, who is fighting for a 10-yard gain. That's Julio Jones wearing number 8. So Julio's still playing in the NFL at this point. He's playing with the Cowboys. Now I'm going to tell you that this game right here might be one of my worst games you'll see me play, because my lack of attention will really kind of be known in this one. I'm going to be trying to pull off the win, but at the same time try and not get too sunk into the game and kind of tunnel vision. So there's Elliott. That's like the second carry, only a yard for him. So not looking really good for Zeke at this point. I'm going to go back with the Tampa 2. One thing about this Madden, though, is man coverage has worked a lot better this year than previous years. But this one's going to be picked. Christian Gonzalez, I thought was going to get the pick, as it sort of looked like for a second. But I did see where they said next year's Madden is going to be a make-or-break year for the game. Do I believe that? No, I don't believe that. I think that they say that in some kind of verbiage every single year. So I don't believe it. I don't trust it. But we'll see. I'll have to see it to believe it. But there's different games, football games are going to be coming out. There's the Maximum Football 23 will be coming out at the beginning of fall this year. And to be honest with you, that game looks very solid. I think that if enough money was put into that game, even half of what Madden puts into there, like EA puts into Madden, that game would blow Madden out of the water. The customization, the Dynasty/franchise mode, they just look like they're going to be so good. You can create an entire league by yourself, with friends. They have the community store where if somebody makes jerseys that you like or a team that you like, you can download that. Madden is just a very flawed game. But here's the stats I was talking about. Jared Goff with 24 picks, 23 touchdowns. So looking to get that touchdown to interception ratio at least at 1 after this game. So I'm going to be very cautious with the ball. Try to talk you through what I'm going to be trying to run in this game, but at the same time, kind of focused as well. So like I said, we're going to have Jamal Williams take some carries, but I want to see what Blake Corum can do out of like the shotgun sets and like a third down or passing situations. So first down and 10 here, and we're going to go with Jamal Williams. And Williams has 10 yards. He's been so good in this franchise. 11 yards for Jamal Williams. He's been really good this season. We're running right at Micah Parsons, so we said, Micah Parsons, who? Alright, so first down and 10 now. We'll just go with the play action. Get it out to Fortson, and Fortson will have himself 6 yards. So usually one thing that I do is I do go to coach adjustments and I do ball carrier on conservative because there's just too many unrealistic fumbles in this game. For this game today, I'm not going to do that because I want to see what this team has. What can this team do? So that's what I'm not going to do that today. In this one, we'll just let the players do what they have to do. So second down and 4. And we're going to try and get it to Corum. On the screen, we do get it to Corum. And Blake Corum with a good pickup. 9 yards, so Goff starts off 2 for 2 here against the Cowboys. Which is crazy because in the Steelers franchise, I was playing on the same thing. All Madden, no sliders, and I suck. But as soon as you get a guy that's like 80 overall quarterback, the game just changes so much. You can do so many more things. So I think that was a big thing. Is like I don't think I should have given up on the Steelers franchise. I should have just really tried to develop Pickett as much as I could because he probably could have been really good after season 2. But like I said, I am planning on doing another Madden franchise when the next Madden comes out. That's if Madden actually shows promise. If Madden doesn't show promise to change the game, then I don't know that I can do that. I think it'd just be kind of a waste of time for myself. So we run the ball for the second time in a row, third down and 3 upcoming. And we're going to run the ball again. We'd like to run the ball. We're like the #1 running team in the league. So that's what we're going to do in this game. And that was Marcus Lawrence all over it. So fourth down and 2. What do we decide to do here? I think that there's no real reason to go for it in this game. Yeah, we have nothing to lose, but at the same time, it's like, let's play our cards right. Let's punt the ball. Try to get it out of bounds, potentially. See what Jack Fox can do. No fair catch, so we'll take it up to 22 and get laid out. I don't know who that was that hit him. He gets laid out, and Dak Prescott will come back out onto the field. So they're going empty. I like to go dime when I see that. More than likely, and then I'll also pass them. More than likely, they're not going to be running the quarterback ball. If they did, that's on them. So they throw it out quick to the tight end, and he's got 9 yards. Okay, this might be a run here. We'll go to the 3-4. Sometimes I'll bust out the 4-3 when I know for a fact that it can be a run. That's when I will bust out the 4-3 defense. I think I just, over time, grown to love the 3-4 just because that's what the Steelers run. At this point, that's what Michigan runs as well. When I was in high school, we ran more of a 4-3, but when you got big defensive ends who can stop the run and a big nose man, you can really succeed. And I think bringing in a guy like Devon Hamilton allows us to run more 3-4 as well. He's a big defensive tackle. When you look at Michigan last year in real life with Mozzie Smith, and then the Steelers, really kind of, to be honest with you, the Steelers actually kind of lack a true nose tackle. So maybe at some point, maybe not this year in the draft, but at some point, the Steelers might look to bring in like a true nose tackle. That's probably the one thing the Steelers do lack, but it's not a huge need, I don't think. I think we stopped the run perfectly fine. As Prescott takes the Cowboys up to the 47-yard line on that completed pass. Hutchinson was in his face. With Dak Prescott being a 92 overall, isn't phased by it. Alright, so another 3-wide set they're showing us here. So when I see that, I usually go to the nickel. Hardly ever, I don't know what it is about Madden, but they just don't run the ball. If you guys watched that game against the Raiders, you saw that Josh Jacobs had like 5 carries. So Okora, we want him to fight through the injury. Let's keep him playing. But yeah, you saw where like Josh Jacobs had 5 carries, and he's a 99 overall. Like that's a big L by Madden. They gotta fix that. Second down and 2. Bringing the pressure, we're gonna get the sack. It's Okura. I don't remember if it's the Okura that was injured, but it's Okura who gets the sack. They were both out there, and that's one of the 3 sacks that we need to get the extra XP. So, and then dime, like, you know, I don't want to go back to the same play all the time, as you see 287 play calls out of the cover 3 sky, but it's the best third down play, you know, and I think that the opposing offense, they pick up 6 yards, so that's a good average. Okura with another sack. Back-to-back sacks for Okura. Where's this been all season? As the Lions will have an injury on the play. That's just taking over a series right there. They're on a drive. Brewer's got his hair's, I don't know if he picked that hair or not, but yeah, they're going on a drive, and then you just take it over. You take it over. Back-to-back sacks by Okura, and we're getting the football back. Maybe this will be a defensive game here in the last game of the season. Trying to not get anybody hurt. And Ronnie Bell will return this and take it left, wearing number 80. Take it up to the 29-yard line. So that's where Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions offense will come back out. Here's the playoff picture. We've clinched the playoffs, as you know. The Falcons have actually yet to clinch. The Saints and the Panthers are still there to potentially take that from them. The Vikings still have a chance to make the playoffs. The Packers have been officially eliminated. Sorry if I'm saying a lot. Just kind of what we do here. First down at 10 now. And we're going to go to Jamal Williams, and I think this one is going to be called back because of a holding call.
Holding offensive.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding call there. Logan Stenberg. He's playing because of the injury to Jonah Jackson, I do believe. So, first and 19. Probably not a good idea to run a play action, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Jameson Williams, and he's got a first down. I believe Jameson Williams has like 97 speed, so if he gets a little bit of separation and is a good pass, you're going to probably hit him probably 9 out of 10 times. So here we are now, first and 10, nearing midfield. Got to watch Micah Parsons. He's lined up out there on Lazar. If he comes crashing in, we're going to throw it out to Lazar. He looked like he was going to for half a second, but he didn't. So just hand the ball off, pick up 7 yards. That's a good run. We'll go back to Jamal Williams here. I think the limit for him today is probably 15, 16 carries. Once he hits that, I'm taking him out of the game. Second down and 3, we're going to go back to Williams. And Williams is going to have a first down. So there's 4 carries. I think that'll be it for him in the first quarter. We're not going to, probably won't go back to the single back set unless we're going to throw the ball. We're going to get 4 and more of the touches. That way we can keep Jamal Williams healthy. Even though he hasn't been injured at all this season, I think that his injury rating is probably pretty high there. First down and 10. We're going to go with Corn. Corn is laid out. Gain of 3. They go with the play action shot crosser. If they go with a man look here, this could be potentially Lazar who scores. We're just going to throw it away. I thought Lazar was coming open, but throwing across your body, rolling out to the left, probably not the smartest thing to do. So we bring up a third down and 7. Fortson might be the guy we're looking to target here, but it looks like it could be man coverage. So maybe Blake Corum on the back foot as well. We had Corum, fourth down and 7. The pressure was in our face. Corum was wide open, but it was Micah Parsons who came off the edge. If you watch it back, it was man coverage, like I said, and it was Penei Sewell once again getting beat on the edge. I get it's Micah Parsons, he's 99 overall, but you can't get beat like that. Goff has Corum right there, and I think that's probably when I started to throw it. Maybe I was a little too late on the throw, but Corum's wide open, and he's catching that, running for another 5 to 10 yards. Instead, we'll have to settle for Quinn Nordine in the 58-yard field goal. We'll see if we can make it. I don't think we made it. I was trying to focus. Man, he's been lights out all season. 3-0, we take the lead. I thought for sure that was a miss. And even with the 70 accuracy, he's been dominant. That's good from 63. So I think that there's going to be at least one award that we win. I think it's going to be the best kicker award. It seems like the meter is moving super slow. So Fox's kick will be a touchback. Hardly ever will they take that one out of the end zone. So here is Prescott and the Cowboys offense now. So we're at 49 subscribers, so we're actually 1 subscriber away from 50. That's exciting. You know, 50 is actually, to me, is a huge milestone. Because once you hit 50, next is 75, then 100. Then you start talking about hundreds of subscribers. And I think that I'm not making money off of that, but to make content and people actually watch it, and if one person enjoys watching my content, then it pushes me to keep going and keep making more content. It's fun. I like to play video games, and I think that making content is probably and that's a fumble by Julio, picked up by Gallup, and he'll actually be taken back all the way to the 26, so 3rd and 9 coming up. But yeah, to play video games and make content while playing video games, I think is one of the best ways to play video games. You know, you're making content off of it. So 3rd and 9, we're going to go back to our bread and butter here on the bottom look with the cover 3 sky. And we'll see what Cora can do this time. Can he get in there for a 3rd time? This pass is out to Julio. Julio's going to run out of bounds, so 4th and 3 out here. Our defense looks really good here early on, as that's the end of the 1st quarter. So only 11 plays that we've run today. They ran 16. We haven't really had a lot of yardage in this game, but we're trying to play mistake-free football. That's been actually probably the biggest key, is to just play mistake-free football. As if you guys watch the stream, whether you're watching it now or if you're going to be watching it later or you just see it randomly, this is what we do here. We make video game content, and I do want to get more into talking about actual real-life sports and kind of give my thoughts and everything on those. Especially with the XFL coming out. I think the XFL doesn't have a lot of coverage, and if that could be my MO, that could be what I, enjoy covering. I think that would be really cool to do that. So we'll have to see how everything goes. But I think that would be fun to do. So 1st down and 10, we're going to go back to Corn here on this first play. As a matter of fact, no, let's just go to Corn. Let's play it smart here. So Corn takes it outside, and Corn's going to have a big gain. Up to the 42-yard line. I try to run plays that aren't going to be cheese plays. I try not to, which I don't think that I do all the time. As we got Alan Lazard wide open. Yeah. Whatever. You can't be mad about that. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think you can be mad about that. Yeah, I think that it's fair to probably be a little upset with that right there. That's just ridiculous. What a perfect throw to, at least I thought it was a perfect throw by Jared Goff. It's just, some players can do what Trayvon Diggs can do and others can't. And Trayvon Diggs is a very good corner, but if you watch a lot of his highlights or you watch a lot of, I'm not a big film guy. I am more of a highlight guy, so what I see are the big plays. I don't see him doing this. I think he's made a couple of really athletic interceptions, but he's more of a guy that plays off of bad quarterback throws. I mean, that's impressive. I knew as soon as I threw it, he was going to pick it off. So whatever. It was a good attempt. I'm not blaming Goff or myself for the game. I'm just blaming the game on that one. What can you ask for in that situation? I think it would be nice that you don't have to wrap catch or aggressive catch your guys. I wish that you could just turn it on, so they just do it automatically. Because I like to let the players play and let the ratings have an impact on the game. That's the best way to play, in my opinion. 2nd down and 1 for the Cowboys. After the Jared Goff interception, so we're going to need 2 touchdowns to make that touchdown-interception ratio 1. As this one right here could be a pick. Didn't even attempt to catch it. 3rd down and 1 now. I think right here I might go with the 4-3. This would be a situation where I think 4-3 would be something that we could go with. Now, do I think that they're going to run it? Probably not. CPU tends to not do what you expect them to do. They do run it, but I didn't expect it to be Dak Prescott who ran it. As they get the 1st down. I think Prescott has more yards than Ezekiel Elliott. Also, not to mention, Tony Pollard is pretty much not in their offense at all, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, if we're being honest. 1st and 10 now. Yeah, I believe that's Zeke in the backfield. It is. They're throwing this one out. Probably had a chance to be intercepted, but not going to be. Second down and 5 now. They're throwing it out again. That's a good pass right there, Julio. Julio's 4th reception, I do believe. So let's go with the nickel blitz here with Trey Dean is who it should be. See what happens here. Aiden Hutchinson will be on the blitz as well. We got guys. We had a lot of pass deflections, but nobody's going for the pick, which is a little frustrating because we probably should be going for the pick. They'll probably run the ball here. I'm going to dime set. If they pick up 4 or 5 yards, and that allows us to fight for a 35, but they're not going to pick up anything. Maybe 1 yard. Tyron Smith is also injured for the Cowboys. They're actually fighting for a playoff position. I believe they might have clinched, but I don't know if they clinched or not. So 3rd down and 9. Gonna guess pass. That's what they're gonna come with. Let's go with the Cora. He's got 2 sacks already. Can he get his 3rd? Here he's coming. And that pass will fall incomplete. So after the interception, the crazy interception by Trayvon Diggs, we force a punt, and it's still 3-0. So defensive game for sure. We had 1 viewer in here for 12 minutes. I'd like to see that. We left a like. So I saw a video. This guy was live streaming. He didn't really have any viewers. He donated to himself, and then went to the camera and said, "Hey, thank you for the donation." And it was himself who donated. So that was pretty funny. That was funny. I might have to try that. All right. 1st down and 10. We'll bring Jamal Williams back into the game here. And we're going to have Jameson Williams come in motion. Take the jet sweep. Pick up maybe a yard, 2 yards is what they're going to give me credit for. And, well, I guess we're not throwing the Trayvon Diggs way anymore. It's like impossible to complete passing against this guy. Oh, shit. Alright, so that was the first time that I've accidentally cussed on this channel. Let's go with the drive HB drag. I don't think I've won this play, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to go Jameson Williams on it. Actually, what row would go Jameson? I don't know who. This got to be a zone. We're just going to do this. Oh my gosh, what a pass by Jared Goff. What a pass. So the safety was the help. I think it was a cover 1 man, and the safety was the deep help on that play. We'll have to see what play they ran, as they have an injury on the defense here. So that was Catalan. That was the backup free safety that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, so it was like cover 1 pretty much. Like man defense, cover 1 blitz. You got their safety was going on their deep help. But when I saw the pre-snap play, I'm sitting here thinking, who's on Jameson Williams? If they're running man, who's on this guy? So as soon as the play happened, and right here, I noticed, I was like, no way they got a linebacker on the fastest guy on the field. Okay? So I threw it before I noticed that the safety was the deep help. But Goff threw the ball so perfect, and Jameson Williams is so fast, that it allowed Jameson Williams to run under the ball, get past everybody. That's just an impressive play right there. And when you have a guy like Jameson Williams on your team, and I'm talking about real life and in Madden, it makes the whole difference. So, we run this play right here. I don't know what's going to happen with this play. I'm lucky that wasn't intercepted. That was a terrible pass. 2nd down and 10 now. Corum still the running back. We'll go Corum up the middle. Corum will give us a 7-yard pickup. And the Cowboys, injuries upon injuries in this game. So, really rough for these guys right now. Don't know what play to run, to be honest with you. We run, I don't know, we run the ball here. We try and pass. I think they might be running a man coverage. We're going to send Fortson in motion though. Fortson definitely not the run blocking tight end on this team, but that's what we're going to go with, and we got the 1st down. So 1st and goal for Corum. looking to get his first 100-yard game in this franchise, and potentially his only in the franchise. So Ronnie Bell matched up against Trayvon Diggs. Goff going down the sack. We did have Fortson, I believe, in the back of the end zone. I'm trying to run something different. I don't want to run the same thing that we're always going to run in the red zone. And I don't want to run. Might be able to get Fortson on a slant. Depends on if Van Der Esch is reading it. If not, I think we can maybe get Corum out of the backfield potentially. We do get the Corum. Corum's taking down at the 1-yard line, so 3rd down and goal. What do we want to do here? Let's go. I think there's one play where we have a tight. Yeah, Pharaoh Brown. Let's do that. But instead of Pharaoh Brown, let's go Kabenda and see how this play works. This is probably going for a loss, but it's a different play, new play. I'm okay if we don't score. We kick a field goal. Kabenda down to the 1. He got there. So 4th and goal. I could do a cheese play. I don't think a cheese play is what you guys want to see. I think maybe if we go toss, possibly. Let's pause it real quick. I'm going to call a timeout, I believe. Let's pause it. Who's our fastest running back? What if we put Tyson Williams in the game? What's the acceleration like? 92. Corum's got the 94 acceleration though. So I think Corum's the guy I'm going to give the ball to here. So we'll run the clock down to 1, and we'll call timeout. And then we will want to half that cost with Corum. Timeout. Either this is going to work or it's not going to work. If it doesn't work, like I said, this isn't a must-win game. This is just a screw it. Whatever happens, happens. So let's put Corum in the game. Let's go with the strong toss to the left side and see, can he outrun the defense for a touchdown? We're going to pitch it. Oh, that's easy. Too easy. So a touchdown for the Lions, and Blake Corum gets the touchdown. Missed the man. Ordine's PAT is good. Oh, thanks for the line, just kidding. So here we go. So 10-0, we're leading. And we got the one bullcrap interception by Trayvon Diggs. It is what it is. You're going to get that when you play this game. That's why my biggest thing is, like, not looking into turnovers when it comes to Madden. I can have a lot of fun playing this game, but I look too deep into the turnover spot, and that's just what you're going to get when you play Madden. It's just, you're going to get a lot of turnovers. Even I don't really care how good you are. It's going to happen. If you're playing against a CPU on all Madden, they're just unstoppable sometimes. So, we've had a good offensive showing, though. 175-yard. Cowboys are really struggling in this game. Could we shut them out potentially? Is they're going to go to Ezekiel Elliott out of the backfield, and he'll pick up 8. So I got my coffee, but I also got the water. You got to stay hydrated. That's key. Hydration is big time. Hydration can make you feel 10 times better. Shit, the defensive line over. Well, we got a huge hole now. Doesn't matter. They ran it that way anyway. And Elliott's taking the Cowboys up to the 48-yard line. Running the ball a little bit now. Only 5 carries. Sometimes it almost, so they might have a fullback in this play, so I'm going to commit to the run. I'm not going to run commit, but see it being a run play. It is a run play. We blew it up. It's Anthony Walker and Malcolm Rodriguez. And we do not want to see Devon Hamilton be injured. That's a big-time loss, really, especially if he's going to be out for playoffs, because the reason that we brought him in was to stop the run. Other than that, you got Lee McNeil, who's the next guy up. And He's not bad, but he's not great either. So, second down and 12. If Von Hamilton does come back, and he's not going to play anymore in this game. Second down and 12. They run the ball again. They do. And Ezekiel, nope, he's out. Dislocated shoulder from Von Hamilton, so he's not going to play anyway. Lee McNeil will be the guy that we count on there. So, all right, I'm not going to run the same defensive coverage again. This time we're running the man look. It's Trayvon. I mean, I don't know actually. Let's go with this because I don't want Anthony Walker Jr. matched up on CeeDee Lamb. That's just not a smart move. Prescott gets it out to Gallup, and Gallup will pick up about 5 yards, and that'll bring up a fourth down. And they're punting the ball again, so man, our defense has played lights out in this game. Ronnie Bell to return it. Or not to return it. And this ball's out at the 3-yard line. What a punt. What a punt. Alright, so I think it was the game against the Packers. I was down at like the 2-yard line. Or the 1-yard line. And I just tried to get a 99-yard play. Do we do that again here? Or do we just try to move the football? I think we can give it one shot on first down, potentially. Let's go with that drive HB drag and see what they come out with. Let's say they're not going zone. They're going zone here. For a second, I said, well, we don't need to throw it 97 yards. We could run it 97 yards. Looked like Corum was going to have a chance for a second. But a big pickup for Corum, and that gets us out of the end zone. Let's go PA deep outs. If they run cover 2, this could be big time. They might be running man now. Let's see. What happens when we bring Fulton over? Ooh. I might have this deep shot too. No, that's as long as it's not picked. Not picked, so that's good. I don't know if Goff just felt the pressure and that's why it was a bad pass, but second down and 10, we're just going to give this one to Corum. Corum's fighting for yards. Now take us to a 2-minute warning. And from there, I think we move into more of a passing attack if we can pick up the first down, of course. Launch. Let's go with this mesh route here. I don't know. It's gonna be Lazard potentially. I might look for Ronnie Bell. Depends on what they run here. Let's have Corum block. And we get out to Ronnie Bell. It's Ronnie Bell, the Michigan man, getting his first reception, as we believe. And he gets out of bounds as well. So, yes, first reception as an NFL player. It was a good one. So first down and 10. I think that right now, I think we might have a good chance to run. Really not to go in there for Corum, 2 yards. Let's go with the slot fade. I mean, if they run cover 2, this play could definitely get open. We saw it against the Packers. Go this way. I think Goff's completion percentage is going to be really bad. 6 of 13, yeah, it's not really good completion percentage. Let's go halfback angle here. And we'll see if James Williams can create any separation if it is man. Pass incomplete. So we'll punt it. Kind of a bad little series after Ronnie Bell did his thing. See if this is going to be a better punt compared to the last one. They'll be fielded about the 13-yard line and taken up to the 19. 10-0 the score still. Then a close one throughout the first half. A couple big plays in this game. Other than that, it's been kind of quiet. Both offenses have struggled. They go off the outside to Gallup, and once again, Christian Gonzalez. Those are the plays right there, though, that Madden has no idea how to create a stack for it. You know, so it is what it is. This time they're going to go to the tight end belt. Schultz will pick up about 5 yards. And the Cowboys will take their first timeout of the first half with 1:05 to go. So it'd be interesting. What if we played the Cowboys next week? That would be some crazy stuff. Back-to-back weeks against the Cowboys. And if we were to win this game, I think we would have to live stream it, right? We go out to Schultz again, and Schultz will be taking out at 35. And there's the second timeout for the Cowboys. We know they're passing, so let's just go to the pass command. Run this play. Deep shot, and it's a Kuda in coverage, but caught by Schultz. Are you kidding me? We will look at the replay. Here, we're going to look at the replay, but yeah, we'll look at the replay. Somebody was just trying to call me. Yeah, look at this. So, Prescott, throwing it deep, Okuda gets his first chance to try and make a play. Makes the play, but he just... I don't know. In Madden, why did the corners do that? Because that's how so many interceptions happen as well. It's like, I've never really seen a play where a corner goes up and just punches the ball. Stays up in the air long enough for Schultz to make the play. So, I guess there has been some big plays in this game. Yeah, I guess there definitely has been some big plays. There's one right there. And he got out of bounds as well, so gives him a chance. We'll go back to the man look here. We're on cover 3 there in that play. They go back to Schultz, and now the clock will be running. They'll run it down to about 30 seconds. Probably get the play off for 29 seconds they do. Here's Aquara, and there's the pick by Anthony Walker, his second interception of the season, his second in as many weeks. I think that I probably would have had a chance to outrun that lineman. So a big-time pick for Anthony Walker. So I think my cutoff for the stream is going to be no later than probably 11:30. So we're kind of moving along a little bit here. Let's go double end sale. This will be potentially Ronnie Bell. I don't know. Let's see what they do. So it's going to be zone. What kind of zone is the question? Oh, look at Lazard. Lazard! What a play by Alan Lazard. He gets out of bounds as well, so we save our 2 timeouts. What a play. So Lazard pretty much just going around everybody, letting his players pick up the blocks for him. And that's kind of, I feel like that's what you want. In that situation for sure. Is you want him to catch and run up. Opportunities are huge. There's James Williams. We'll call timeout, so we have enough time for one more play. So this right here would potentially be Khalif Raymond on this play. I don't think this is going to work. We're just going to throw the ball away. So with 2 seconds, we'll take our field goal here. Not going to fake it. Not going to do that. This isn't the Packers game. And Quinn Nordine will remain perfect. So that's the end of the first half. Each team running about 36 offensive snaps. Take a look about the games around the country here. Games around the NFL. The Packers are already out of the playoff race, so I'm not really interested in, nor do I care what their score is. Rodgers will probably retire in this game, I feel like, after the season. This one right here, Texans are irrelevant. Panthers are still competing for a playoff spot, so they need to win to even have a chance. So they're doing their thing in their game. And maybe one more game they show. Minnesota, they're fighting for a playoff spot as well. I don't know if Tampa no, they're not fighting for a playoff spot. So the Vikings need to win to give themselves a chance as well. They're doing their thing. 9-7 is the score there. I think they have, well, Kirk Cousins has a touchdown and maybe a safety or a missed PAT and a field goal, something like that. That's how they have 9 on the board. So the Cowboys, we've stopped these guys all game. Dak's kind of struggled. Got the 1 interception. They got their interception. Kind of a BS interception, if I'm being honest, but they got their interception. And running inside was the big focus for us, but we didn't do a whole lot of it. We did, but not a whole lot. I think for these guys, we're just going to continue to defend the medium pass. They're not running the ball at all. Let's take a look at the stats, though, because I do want to see how many attempts Jamal Williams has, because he's kind of the guy we're going to be monitoring the most. He's only got 4 rush attempts. So second quarter, he didn't touch the ball at all. So that's exactly what we wanted for him. We don't want to get him too much involved because we want to keep him healthy for the playoffs. So Blake Corum's been the number 1 guy there. Receiving, Jameson Williams, 3 catches, 96 yards. So we'll start the second half. First, I'm going to use the bathroom so you guys can sit here and go ahead and just look at the screen right here. You know, look at our game plan goals, see how we're doing, see if we'll complete them. And I'll be back in a couple minutes. Yeah, we'll say that for streamers, I'm going to watch streaming. Yeah, we'll say that for streamers, though, it's actually, you gain a new level of respect for streamers because I've only been going for an hour and 17 minutes. My voice is tired, and these guys will do it every day for 8 hours. So I lost my viewer from going to the bathroom. That's funny. And we'll continue this game, get the second half done with here, hopefully, and then after that we'll take a look at the end of season stats and our playoff preview. So the playoff games, obviously they're not going to be live streamed. I was just joking about that if we played the Cowboys and that's a live stream. But here we go for the second half. Blake Corum has played really well. 10 carries, 61 yards, a touchdown, and let's see here. Let's see if we can get Jamal Williams a couple of carries here in the third quarter. And after that, I think we may want to give him a couple of carries, if anything. Yeah, we'll make sure that he stays healthy. Second down and 14 now. Let's see what they do with Lazard. Does somebody follow him? Okay, I think I know what I'm doing now. Alright. I don't like to do like the aggressive catch myself. I just think that like if you wanted to say, you could say it. You know, it's just a little cheesy, really. If we're being honest, it's just a little cheesy. We got Jameson Williams go with the spin move, trash spin move, but a first down for Williams. Middle of the field wide open on that play, and we take advantage of it. That's exactly what you want to do. First down and 10 for Detroit. Going on the outside zone. Ooh, I thought we had like given a little bit of a shimmy there, and we're gonna come free. Here's what I'm gonna do actually. It's nothing against Jamal Williams. I just don't want to get him injured. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Roschon Johnson at the number 1 running back spot, and I'm gonna put him at the power back spot too. Like I said, nothing against Jamal Williams. I just want to run a lot of more single back, but I don't want to get Jamal Williams a bunch of carries because I want him to stay healthy. That's my number 1 priority. So his day is over. 5 carries for Jamal Williams, only 22 yards, but I'm satisfied with the season he put together. Don't want him to get injured, so I'll leave it at that. A lot of people probably would be thinking something like, well, it's just a video game, it's not too serious, but we'll see. I want to win the Super. I do want to win the Super Bowl with this team, so we might get it out to Roschon Johnson here, depending on the linebackers covering him. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. So the other linebacker was going to be covering him on that drag for the flat route he was running, and if you got it out to him quick enough, you got it out to run. See what double post is. What double post can do. This could probably be trouble right here. I'm gonna get out quickly. Like 9 yards. Just running a little inside zone with Quan here. 13-0 to score. I actually probably would not have predicted that I would be pitching a shutout to the Cowboys at this time. 69 yards for Blake Corum, trying to get in his first 100-yard game. Let's go this double run, I think. Let's see what Jameson Williams does here. They run man. They just overthrew. Jameson Williams was wide open. Goff just overthrew him a little bit too much. Let's go with just normal halfback dive here with Roschon Johnson. Second down and 10 is create more of a manageable third down. And Roschon Johnson will pick up 6 yards, so they're very manageable. Third down. Let's run this play. We ran this week 1 and it worked to perfection. Will it happen again? I highly doubt it, but let's run this play, see what happens. Jameson Williams in motion. We fake Jameson. And he's open. And it just it was there. But I wanted to throw it away from Trayvon Diggs because I know what he can do. So we'll just settle for 3. I'm okay with that. If we make it. So it's right in the middle. 16-0 to score. I think we're right where we want to be in this game. I honestly don't believe the Cowboys are going to be able to drive down the score on us. 2 times plus 2-point conversions. I don't see it happening. Alright. 303 yards for us. Sun is coming through a little bit more. The blinds closed though. 55. Who's number 55? I feel like I should know that. It is Barnes. So actually, I do not know that. I think he might be our number 3 middle linebacker after full house set. Oh, that's a really good play call. Nobody's following the fullback out. Play action middle was the play call. I like that play. Out of the full house under center set. Oh, and that's Asterix. That was Asterix who caught that pass. So impressive. I like that. Asterix with the catch. So we do see him get involved in this game. And now they got Michael Gallup at tight end. So what in the world are the Cowboys running? They got the CD. I was about to make jokes, but not going to do that. So Quora, I think that might be his second injury of the game. So they are driving down on us, so I maybe spoke a little bit too soon. Once again, there's asterisks at fullback. And they're going to CD Lamb. And he's got the first down. So Dak Prescott with the one interception, playing a lot better now. Let's put Pascal in. I don't want to risk injuring Cora right now. If it's the playoffs, maybe I keep him on, but not right now. Aiden Hutchinson also you haven't seen a whole lot in the second half yet, or in a while really. And there's Ezekiel Elliott up the middle, and that's his best run of the game. 8 carries for 32 yards. To be honest, he's getting his touches. Just nothing like you would expect. Really. First down and 10 for the Cowboys at the 16-yard line. They're dropping back the pass, and it's a fumble. What in the world? So if Okora scores here, he's getting defensive player of the week. 2 sacks, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown now for Okora. Julian Okora, not Romeo. So Julian, he's the worst of the 2 brothers. Gets 2 sacks in the game. Now a fumble recovery and a touchdown. That is one of the wonkiest plays I think I've seen. And that's a live reaction right there. So if you ever wondered the celebration and all, if you ever wondered what the live reactions of some of the weirdest plays in Madden are, there you go. We'll take a look at the replay. That was strange to say the least. So, play starts out like any other ordinary play. And then Dak, okay, I'm lying to you now. The play doesn't start out like any ordinary play. They have a offensive lineman running a route. So they have Steele running a route. I'm pretty sure is he not a starter? This guy not a starter? So they have him run a route. So he's running a route. Looks so weird. And then probably you got Dalton Schultz doing whatever he's doing, like a fairy movement. And was the ball going backwards? That's big. Yeah, it was. So that's a fumble. I thought it was going to be picked. So he tries to throw to Dalton Schultz. Meanwhile, Tyron Smith and Pascal are tied up. So he throws it off Tyron Smith's head. Okora gets scared of the ball, covers his face, and lets it hit him. And then he picks it up. And then from there, the only person that can catch him is Dalton Schultz. And he's not fast enough. So, one of the wonkiest plays I've seen in Madden in a while. But, regardless, it puts us up 22-0. Quinn Nordine will make it 23-0. And we'll pitch in a shutout here at home in Week 18 on the black jerseys. So if we were to play Dallas again, we wear the same jerseys? That's the question. So Jack Fox to kick it away, and this game is pretty much over at this point. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take the starters out. No sense in getting anybody injured at this point. So 23-0. If the Cowboys want to score, they can score. But I'm going to get Gardner Minshew some snaps. Get Roshan Johnson and Blake Corum. They're already playing. Kabinda. Take Jameson Williams out. Put Josh Reynolds in there. We'll put Khalif Raymond in there and Ronnie Bell at tight end. Let's get Cameron Latu some snaps. Left tackle, let's put Pryor in. Left guard, we already got a backup in. Frank Ragnow, let's put Spencer Pulley in. Cyrus Torrance, we'll let him out. Panay Sewell and Khalil Keith. Okora, we'll take him out and we'll put Xavier Thomas in. Right in, Romeo Okora, he's going to be out, so let's just keep Pascal in. Devon Hamilton, let's put Levi Onzarike. Left outside linebacker, O'Shane Zimenez, I'm okay with that. Anthony Walker, let's take him out. Let's put, we can't even put Drew Sanders there, so what am I talking about? Let's put, I don't want Taco Charlton 6'6", 240. I'm not doing that. Let's put Zimenez at middle linebacker, and we'll put Taco Charlton there. See how that works out. Malcolm Rodriguez, we'll keep him there. Cornerback, do we keep Christian Gonzalez in? He hasn't been injured all season. Okuda has, though, so let's put Ugo Amadi out there. Free safety, let's get Tracy Walker some snaps, and we'll get Trey Dean at strong safety. And that's what we'll do for the rest of this game, as there's no way that we lose it. I highly doubt it. So we'll just see different guys. Aiden Hutchinson's out there, go figure. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. Kind of just want to take him all the way back in the end zone if he doesn't. But it's blowout city here in Detroit. as I gotta say at this point, we're probably one of the more dangerous teams heading into the wild card matchup against whoever we're gonna play. Could it potentially be a rematch against the Bears? You know, we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to see. I feel like it could be the Dallas Cowboys game, to be completely honest with you. I think it could be the Cowboys. There's Gallup for a gain of 9 yards. So here's that full house, normal wide they're going with again. Let's see what they run out. If they run the play action. Because if they run the play action, we got our safety on the fullback, and that's why he came wide, so wide open. Now they're going to run it this time out of that formation. And Elliott will pick up the first one. Alright. Let's run this mid blitz 0. See what we can get out of it. Come here, pass. They do pass. It's Dalton Schultz, and Schultz will take this one down to the 15-yard line. Xavier Thomas, Levi Angelike, and Josh Pascal are your defensive linemen at the moment. And it's Xavier Thomas coming on the blitz, fumbles, and it's picked up by the offensive lineman. And Xavier Thomas gets the strip sack. We have not really seen him in a while, as it looks like we're kind of a little bit of a buffer right now on the stream. It says we're an excellent, we have excellent connection, so. Yeah, stream is healthy, health is excellent, it says. So, I don't think, it hasn't been buffering, I don't, so hopefully that goes away, maybe. Don't want that to happen. There you go, Elliott. Yeah, I don't really know why it's doing that, so I apologize, everybody. Like I said, this is my first true stream, so I hope that it hasn't been like that the entire time. I'll have to look at my phone. There's Thomas again. Let's see my phone real quick and see if it's buffering. No, it looks good on my phone, so maybe it's just my laptop that's showing it like that. So they're going to kick a field goal. It's good, so we're not going to shut out the Dallas Cowboys. It's 23-3. So yeah, it's just on my laptop, so I don't think anybody should be experiencing like buffer or like grainy picture. Hopefully not. I'll tell you what though. Doing a live stream is a little bit strenuous on your voice because I have a sore throat and that feels like. I'm not making excuses. This is fun. I like doing this. Maybe we'll do it more often. I think with the MLB The Show franchise, might do that. I think like maybe every 5th or 6th episode could be a live stream. Maybe we could do like All-Star Break live stream or something like that. Sit back, relax, do something like that. That'd be fun, I think. But Jared Goff's day is done. He's gonna finish the season with a negative turnover ratio. But let's get Gardner Minshew in the game to see what he can do. And close this game out with our backup. We're up by 20. I don't see us losing this game. If we were to lose, I'd probably be sick. Just being honest, here we go. 2nd down and 7. For some reason, Jameson Williams is still in the game. I don't want him to be in the game. Orm losing yards. That's a timeout. So that actually kind of hurts us a little bit. Not really. Should we go deep right here to Ronnie Bell? I don't know what those safeties for. Alright. We'll punt the ball away. Just start running the ball. I think on our next drive we just run the ball. That's the game plan. Jack Fox punting the ball again. Maybe his 4th punt. Maybe the game he's punted the most in. We got to be careful, though, because if they score a touchdown here and make it a 2-possession game, there's no saying they can't come back. So we definitely got to be careful. That backup's in. Xavier Thomas is going absolutely crazy right now. His second sack. The rookie out of Clemson, who I think we drafted with our 7th round draft pick. There's our 4th sack of the game, so we're actually close to completing our objective, our training objective for the league. Xavier Thomas. I feel like anytime he gets on the field, he plays really well. That's the end of the 3rd quarter, though. And we got one more quarter to play. Hopefully the Cowboys don't score 20 in the quarter. So blowout city here in the last game of the season. Up to this point. We're going screenplay. And we ate it up. On Zarike, who we've actually not seen a lot since we added Devon Hamilton in there on the play. Also, another thing I want to mention that's pretty interesting is like this will be after this last game right here, this live stream, the season will be complete and the series will be close to being wrapped up. So we've definitely done a lot of good things with this series. I'm impressed with it. I like it, and it's got me excited to keep making series. But I think that my game plan as well is to only focus on one series at a time. So once MLB The Show comes out, that series will be it. That will be the only thing that's on the channel, because then I can focus on uploading just that. So we're going man here. They're going deep to CeeDee Lamb, and Christian Gonzalez has been perfect all season. He's the best corner in the NFL. I'm going to argue it. I'm going to say that he's the best corner in the NFL. I'm impressed with the way he plays. We have like a trick play that we can run. This play action wide cross probably not going to work. We'll see. Cameron Latu or Josh Reynolds would be the guy I would go to. It might bring his legs. It gets sacked, so not a good play. When it's all said and done, Micah Parsons with only 1 sack so far in the game, pretty impressive. So. Now we're going backwards. This isn't good. 3rd and 21 now. I think right here, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Blake Corum. I'm not going to lie, because kind of snubbing him of that 100-yard game we were talking about. Just get him the ball here. That puts him up to 75 yards. So 4th down and 14. Another thing we're going to do here is we're going to put shoot clock on. No sense in not putting it on. We're up by 20 points. Don't want to waste time. Ordean's kick is good. 26-3 the score. Also for live streams, you guys think music could work well if you have music playing in the background. If you guys have any ideas about live streams, I know that nobody's really watching this, but at the same time, if anybody ever has ideas about how to make the live stream better, you can always tell me. Feedback is probably the biggest thing when it comes to me running the channels, because I don't know what to do unless I hear it from you guys, really. So there we go, 1st down and 10 for the Cowboys. Only 3-point game. This game's pretty much over. They go out to Schultz. Schultz takes it for about 7 yards. And all in all, Dak Prescott really hasn't played a bad game. They just haven't been able to find the end zone. Some 3 and outs for him in this game. Up punts. 2 turnovers. As a matter of fact, they might have 3 turnovers. I think they might have 3. So. Xavier Thomas is just beating his man all game. As soon as he came in the game, he just started beating his man. He's had no chance to block him. Let's go with the let's go with 3-3-5 and see Xavier Thomas be out there again. Such a weird looking formation defensively at 3-3-5. It's not meant for a guy like Parker Charlton to be out there playing coverage. That's crazy. Christian Gonzalez got flattened on the play. Alright, see, they average 6.1 yards per play when they go up against this coverage. We're going to run it and go down to 6. Let's see, do they pick up 6.1 and pick up the first down? The average would say that, yes, they're going to pick up the first down here, but let's see if we can prove the average wrong. They're going screaming. Really tough game for Dak Prescott. They're going for it once again. Pretty obvious that's the call. Here, 5.8 yards per play on this man coverage play. Let's see what they do. And let's see, can we get to the quarterback once again with Xavier Thomas. He's been beating his man. They're going across the middle. And CeeDee Lamb's got the first down. Hanging on to the football. Taking the hit. 8:19 left here in the fourth. I think we're going to be walking away with a victory in this game. When we get the ball back, I want to get Blake Corum touches here. There's CeeDee Lamb again. Dak was getting a hit as he threw the ball. 41 pass attempts for Dak Prescott in the game as well. Break some pressure here. See what happens. Going across the middle, they got Michael Gallup. What a juke move. I don't know if Deshaun Elliott knew what was going on for a second. Dak Prescott. I wonder if he'll hit 50 pass attempts in the game. You know, 7 minutes left here in the fourth. Here's Xavier Thomas again. Beats his man again. Playing really good. He might be able to play a little bit in the wild card game. I'd like to give him more opportunities. He looks like a pretty solid player. When we see him play, he seems very solid. Let's see quarter. I don't think I've ever gone quarter. No, I never did. I don't think I did. Let's go with cover one thief. And you got a lot of DBs on the field here. If they're down at 6, they might even just run this and make it easier for a down. They're going to pass. And they go to CD, and it's a CD Lamb touchdown. Sean Murphy Bunting in coverage. They're going to go for 2. 26-9 is the score. Dalton Schultz catches it, comes out of the end zone, goes back in the end zone, and it's a 15-point game. Interesting that they just kick the PAT there and make it a 16-point game. I don't even remember what time I said the stream would be over. 11:20 I think is what I gave myself to, but we'll go until probably 11:30, another 40 minutes potentially, 2.5 hours, nearing that. Here's Ronnie Bell on the kick return. And here's Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell, he's gone. No, he's not gone. Ronnie Bell, oh my gosh, pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Now how do we reward him? How do we reward Ronnie Bell? Because that can't be it. He breaks it all the way and gets pushed out of the 16-yard line, but I want to reward Blake Corum. Oh, man. He's tired. He's gassed. We're going to get the jailbreak screens to him and see what happens on this play. Jeez, what a return by Ronnie Bell. We'll do that right there. Maybe we get the ball to him again. But for now, we're going to get the ball to Blake Corum here. Probably also need him to get help, like get some fresh air. But it's not going to matter because Corum got the touchdown. We're putting it on these guys now. That's a backup offensive line right there. Against this Cowboys defense who's not really trash. And we're going to go ahead and call timeout. I'm not running the score up. I just want to try some things when it comes to two-point conversions. See, I tried these before. Like this RPO zone peak. Like, how would this work? Who are we looking at? That safety? We got it. Now, I don't think in a in a big game time scenario, that's the play call I'm going with if we need to. But it worked well. Reframing. I gotta admit, I want Ronnie Bell to get a touchdown. After that kick return that he had. 34-11 to score. We have really not moved the ball at all in the second half. We have a couple big plays. Maybe the fumble return for a touchdown, kick return that takes us down to 16. Just big plays. And here in the second half, 195 passing yards for us. We have a lot of sacks in the game. I think Tracy Walker, actually, I don't know who that was in that situation. I think he could have had a pick there. I'm kind of wrong. But Tracy Walker, maybe? So we can force a Xavier Thomas, 3rd sack. Wow. And this isn't a scrub that he's matched up against that right guard. Wait. I need to look at something. It's Zach Martin, who's 99 overall. He's 99 overall, and Xavier Thomas has beat him now 3 times. And actually, that's who Okoro was going up against. Yeah, Zach Martin has allowed 5 sacks in this game. 99 overall, and he's allowed 5 sacks. That is crazy. That is absolutely wild to me. I don't know what the reasons for that is, to be honest with you. I don't know what causes that, but that's just wild. 5 sacks, and they've all been... Uh-oh, Ronnie Bell again. Ronnie Bell. We got to reward him. I don't know how we're going to do it. We got to reward him. Let's go. I don't know if this is it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. What does PA dig? Let's see what they come with coverage wise. If Ronnie Bell can get open, that'd be wild. We'll go Lazio. First down, Barbara Marshall. Gotta get Ronnie Bell a touchdown here, though. I know we want Corum to score and everything. Let's get Ronnie Bell a touchdown here. It'd be nice to see. Jet sweep. That's not it. That's not it. PA and around the Bell. Maybe. I don't think this is going to work that way. We'll try it. To Bell. He got it. Now the question is what's the penalty? Roughing the passer? That's what my guess is. It is. So Ronnie Bell gets his touchdown. We're going to decline that all day. Did we go for 2 again?
That penalty is declined.
Now we're just having fun. I don't really know what to tell you guys at this point. If you guys don't like this, there actually is a play that on here. It's this jailbreak slot screen. I've run it 1 time and it got taken back for a pick 6. We'll try it. Yeah, number 19 or whoever will be matched up on Jameson Williams is just there. Nobody goes after him. Nobody blocks him. So it's as if the 2-point conversion never even happened. The first one, at least. So 40-11. I guess you could say we're running the score up, but I don't like the Cowboys anyway, so. And just to show you guys, this is all Madden, and I don't know if there's been a game update But it's like sometimes, I think maybe it is the progressive fatigue. So we're turning that off as soon as we get back to that main menu. We're on all Madden though, just so you guys are aware. We're turning progressive fatigue off as soon as we get back to the main menu. I'm not dealing with it anymore because this is just way too easy for pretty much no apparent reason. Lee McNeil's not beating Zach Martin. See if he beats him here. Malcolm Maria's good offense. Says Zuko Alex. 330 yards. I don't know how many yards pulling his way from 100, but I don't think he's going to get it. Unfortunately, we kind of just stopped running the ball. But Ronnie Bell just was dominant. I just wanted to get him his opportunity to score his first touchdown. So, here's Julio Jones, who got the ball a lot earlier in the game, but I think that's the first time they went back to him since then. As there's the 2-minute warning. Steelers are losing against New England. Doesn't really matter to them too much. They have already clinched their division. And that would be awesome if we could see Lions, Steelers, Super Bowl. I would enjoy that. Here's Xavier Thomas. I thought he was going to get his fourth. And it's Dalton Schultz. Taking out of bounds. At the 33, so the Cowboys do here. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Dalton Schultz, 9 catches, 109 yards. Really good game for him. We're going to Julio Jones with a weird looking spin move. Let's go with this DB blitz too, see if we can bring some pressure. Aiden Hutchinson in the game I don't really like, to be honest with you. That's too easy. Ezekiel Elliott catches it, running down to the 6-yard line. 388 yards for Dak Prescott in a blowout loss, 29-point game. To the end zone they go. Pass broken up. This time it's Ugo Amadi who broke that pass up. I'd like to see him try and go Christian Gonzalez's way just to see what would happen. Julio Jones taking out of bounds at the 2-yard line. This might not work. We're going to go man blitz. And it was Sean Murphy bunting cover. So now they're going to go goal line. And they're going to try and run this in, or are they going to go play action? What's their play call here? They go fullback, and it's Asterix for the touchdown. I didn't even skip it. I wanted to see the name pop up. So Asterix gets the touchdown. 55 passes, 15 rush attempts for the Cowboys in this game. Super off balance. And that's another thing is you're not going to win games if you don't have a balanced attack. In the NFL. And in college, whatever. And they're actually just going to kick it off normally. And we'll run the ball, see if Dallas call a timeout. If they don't, then that's it. I'm not going to do anything after that. Let's let Bell roll this. I don't want to ruin his kick return average. So we'll go with this one's at 6.9 average. So this will be the run for Quorum to see if we can hit 100 yards on the game. That's not going to do it. See this Dallas call timeout. They don't. So actually, I shouldn't be doing this, but 9 yards is all he needs. Let's run the same play again. It's 9 yards. First down plus a couple more, and that would give him his first 100-yard game. One more time out. This will be the last play of the game. So this is it. This is all or nothing for 100 yards. And I don't think he got it. No, 2 yards short. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this game. We dominate the Cowboys 40-18. And now we're going to be heading into the playoffs, and we'll see who we're going to be matching up against. If it is the Cowboys, you got to imagine they're going to be looking for revenge for sure. So I did want to look at stats for the whole entire year, the whole season. We will do that, and then we'll look at our playoff opponent. We're gonna look at their injury report and their roster, and everything that goes with it. So I could easily make this a 4-hour live stream if I wanted to, but I got things I gotta do, so I want to try and make it quick. Yeah, I want to try and make it a little quick here to finish. So let's go ahead and skip past this. Let's go ahead and look at the stats. Team stats. We only had 379 yards of offense, 132 rushing, 247 passing, only 17 first downs. One turnover, which was the crazy pick by Trayvon Diggs. So that's actually impressive that I did not throw more than one interception in this game. 5 for 13 on third downs, 4 for 5 in red zone. One penalty in the game. Time possession they beat us on. Jared Goff only threw completed 47% of his passes, but had the one interception. Gardner Minshew went 4 for 5 with a touchdown pass. Blake Corum, unfortunately, 18 attempts, 98 yards. Didn't get his 100-yard game. Had 2 touchdowns, though. Jamal Williams, we didn't see a lot of him today. I wanted to make sure that he was going to be healthy for that first playoff game. Only 5 carries for 22 yards. 4 of his carries were in the first quarter. Rashawn Johnson had 3. And then look at the receiving. Jameson Williams, 4 for 111. Perfect day for him. Blake Corum, 3 for 22. Ronnie Bell, 3 for 38 in his first career touchdown. Cameron Latu had a 38-yard reception, along with Alan Lazard with a 32-yard reception. Stenberg and Keith allowed sacks today. Defensively, once again, 17 total tackles for Anthony Walker, with a tackle for loss and an interception. Into the sacks, 3 sacks for Xavier Thomas, 2 for Julian Okora. Forced fumble for Xavier Thomas, 1 for Tracy Walker, and a fumble recovery was Julian Okora. Not to mention he scored a touchdown. So kicking, Quinn Nordine was 4 for 4. Punting, we punted the ball 3 times. And Ronnie Bell in the kick return with that 83-yard return. And he even had a 10-yard, it was only 10 yards for the punt return, but he had nice moves throughout that punt return. So those are the stats for that game. I don't want to rush through this, but I want to get to this little quick here. All right, so we'll advance through this. Blake Corum with an upgrade here. Let's continue to let's give him a receiving back upgrade. Says he's a captain. He's not a captain, so ignore that. And with 79 upgrade points available, here's one thing that I'm going to do first. I'm going to do manage staff, franchise staff. I'm going to go to Dan Campbell. I'm going to go to the We've Seen Enough. And I'm going to figure out what Blake Corum's development trait is. Probably just star. Let's look at it real fast, and then we'll fix some things as well. Blake Corum is star development, so he's a day 1 starter, it says. He's not a day 1 starter, though, because Jamal Williams is easily the best running back in the league. So go to options, franchise settings, league settings, progressive fatigue. Where's it at? Off. Turning it off. When on, all players will carry over fatigue from week to week and can be managed through player health and weekly strategy. See, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go off. Because the reason we're going to go off is because I don't want to be playing a playoff game and guys are just so tired. Let's make sure it's saved. Make sure, and people are so tired that they're not even playing. So it is off. Good to go there. Also, I do want to go to league settings. I don't even know if it's in league settings. Okay, all Madden. I want to show you my sliders here real fast, just so I can show you guys it's 50 across the board. I don't mess with it. It's just not my thing to do. Same with injuries and all this stuff. 50. So reaction to the unstoppable force. Creating pressure was a big talking point this week in stopping the Cowboys offense, and it ended up playing a big part in today's win. Yes, it did. Yeah, it's like I said during the week. Even the best offenses are going to struggle when you create pressure and have the ability to disrupt pass plays in more ways than one. So what does this give us? This gives us +5 power and finesse moves for the next 2 games, and +5 morale for all defensive players. So we're coming up on 2 hours here on this live stream. So no need to look at this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out who will we be playing in the wild card round. We're going to figure that out after I go to the bathroom. 1 second, everybody. Is everybody ready to figure out who will we be playing in the wild card matchup, which will not be live streamed? It'll be an actual video. Let's see who we will be playing. Will it be the Cowboys again? Maybe. We are playing the New York Giants, and I'm excited for this one. We'll take a look at the playoff bracket. That's the first thing we're going to look at. Let's see who made it, who didn't make it. All right. The number 1 seed in the NFC are the Washington Commanders. We will be playing on Sunday at 4:40 p.m. against the New York Giants, who we have not played this season, so they are a completely new team to us. The San Francisco 49ers will be playing against the Dallas Cowboys. So if the Cowboys were to win that and we beat the Giants, the Cowboys would actually be playing Washington, not us. So I'm lying. So we would actually not play the Cowboys unless we were to play them in the NFC Championship game. And then you also got the Saints and the Eagles playing over here. So pretty interesting. I mean, the Giants are probably going to be a tough team for us. And it's actually cool to mention that, yeah, the NFC East got every team in. The Commanders, Giants, Cowboys, Eagles. And they're not even playing against each other. So that makes it really interesting there. So the Steelers' loss was actually a kind of a bad loss because if they would have beat the Patriots, they would have been the number 2 seed. Instead, the Bills had the number 1 seed. The Bengals and Chargers will play. The Chiefs versus the Raiders, a divisional matchup, and the Jags versus the Steelers on Saturday at 4:40 p.m. So the big matchup to look at is the New York Giants, though. That's who we're going to be playing. We're going to go ahead and look at the weekly awards because apparently we won one, and it is going to be Julian Okwara. So the 2 tackles, 2 sacks, a fumble recovery, and 1 touchdown gets Okwara NFC Defensive Player of the Week. The first of many. Let's talk about our first playoff game here for Dan Campbell. Coach, you're heading into your first playoff game. Playoff success often makes or breaks a career. How important is your playoff win? Play it cool, or do we guarantee the win? I'm going to guarantee the win. Ask me after the game. We never came to the stadium with the plan to lose. We'll show up, we'll be ready, and we're going to win the game and move on. So that's interesting that we say that. Guaranteeing a win has fired up the Giants, and they will have a +5 break tackle and hit power. So we could have played it cool, but instead we got a little bit cocky. And that's what we're going to deal with here. Weekly strategy, I may even get this out of the way as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get this out of the way as well. So it looks like Geno Smith is their quarterback. But I think the big thing to stop is Saquon for sure. So we're going to stop Saquon in this game. And we're going to run the ball inside, as we always do. And in this game, we're going to sack the quarterback 5 times. We're going to allow less than 20 points. We're going to get 350 offensive yards. And we're going to win the turnover battle. It's the same recipe every week for us. So let's start the training here and see if we're going to have any additional injuries for this playoff game against the Giants. Reed, he's a practice squad player with a shoulder strain. Jalen Reed, I think it's his name, from Michigan State. So not really worried about him. On the defensive side of the ball, hopefully everybody is healthy. They are. So that's exactly what you need. We're going to get the Giants at their best. This is the best that they're going to be all season. It's the best we're going to be all season. We're going to all be healthy. Jack Fox with an upgrade here. Let's go with accuracy here for him. I definitely want to get into more stuff. I want to look at the stats and everything like that, but I'm kind of running out of time here. Osiris Torrance, power. He's going to be the run guy. We're going to be running behind him pretty much all day. And Jonah Jackson, same thing, power. These 2 guards are important to our attack. We run behind these guys, so to have these guys play well as power right guards is perfect for us. All right. So we did our weekly strategy. We've done everything we needed to do. Now let's take a look at the injury report and see what we will be missing. We'll be missing Alex Anzalone for this game, and we will be missing Drew Sanders for this game. We can deal with the loss of those guys. Now taking a look at the Giants. They have Micah McFadden, who will be out, Cornell Powell, and Jamal Agnew will be out. He's on the IR. He's out for the rest of the season. So they have everybody that they really need. Another thing that I want to do, too, before we do anything is I want to make sure my depth chart is good getting in this game because this game will be just this game. We're not doing the introduction. Once the game starts, the game is started. So Jared Goff, Jamal Williams, as you know, Jason Kabenda, Amon-Ra St. Brown is back. So that would take Jameson Williams out of his slot position. Tight ends, Jody Fortson is the man. Taylor Decker, I think everything will be good here. Left end, Aiden Hutchinson. Right end, Romeo Okwara. Defensive tackle, Devon Hamilton will have him back, so that's huge to stop this run. O'Shane Zimenez will have out there. Anthony Walker and Derek Barnes. Malcolm Rodriguez and Taco Charlton. Corners will be Christian Gonzalez and Sean Murphy Bunting. Free safety, Kirby Joseph. So we already know this is all to our liking. Third down running back, power running back. Slot wide receiver should be Amon-Ra, it is. Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Paschal. Slot corner, Okuda. There we go. We got the depth chart set. Like I said, when we play this game against the Giants, when I'm recording that game, this introduction stuff right here is not going to be a part of it. We've done that right now. And same for the next game in the divisional if we win this game. No introduction part. Is boom. Game has started. You got the introduction, my 5-second intro, and then the game starts. And then at the end of it, that's when we'll cover who we're going to be playing in the next game. We'll do it like that. Hopefully that makes it a little bit more smooth, maybe. So now let's take a look at the roster for the Giants and see what we're going to be going up against in this game. I don't think we're going to have enough time to look at stats, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Geno Smith is the quarterback. 78 overall. Saquon's up to a 99 overall. So hopefully the Giants use Saquon like they should and not like the Raiders use Josh Jacobs. Derek Watt's the fullback. Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jamal Agnew out, so that means Colin Johnson's the number 3. They have no receivers. Irv Smith Jr. at tight end. The offensive line with TJ Bass, Bradley Bozeman. Pretty solid. They got 2 really good tackles. Fatukasi at defensive end, Leonard Williams. Dexter Lawrence, 98 overall. So good luck with us trying to run the ball on that guy. Josh Allen, I forgot that they picked him up in the free agents. We were targeting him. He was our number 1 target, and he signed with the Giants. So we do get a chance to prove to Josh Allen that he should have signed with us, not the Giants. But due to that, they have a great edge rush duo, Kayvon Thibodeau and Josh Allen. Then their safeties are Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo, Xavier McKinney and Julian Love, kicker Graham Gano, and Rigoberto Sanchez. So I think the big thing with looking at these guys is their running attack is going to be the primary focus, I feel like, because these receivers, Slayton, Robinson, Colin Johnson, Cornell Pout, they have 3 receivers. So now you're looking at tight ends. Irv Smith will be like their 4th receiver. So it's interesting. They're not going to be I feel like they won't pass the ball as much. I feel like they're going to be running the ball more. Now, if they do pass the ball a bunch, I feel like we're going to probably beat this team bad. And then looking at their defense, I think their defense is probably, they're going to try and stop our running attack. But they are also really good in the secondary, I feel like. So they're a tough team. I think defense is what has guided the New York Giants in this franchise this season. Looking at the standings, we finished as the number 5 team in the NFL. We had 5 losses. And then I actually am interested. Points allowed. Are the Giants up here? Yeah, so the 425 points allowed they allowed. We scored 513 on the season and allowed 459. So not bad, to be honest with you. Not too bad at all. Let's take a look at our schedule. I'm not going to break down each individual game like I had hoped that's what I was going to do, but we will look at what we did. So we started out with a 38-21 win against the Saints. Then we won against the Bucks 42-38. They struggled this season. That was a high-scoring game. Then we lost our first game of the season against the Bears 34-27. Bounced back with 2 wins, 38-27 against the Chargers and 29-16 versus Seahawks. Then had one of our then we had one of our worst losses of the season against the Broncos, in which they beat us 28-7. The next game, Jared Goff was out due to injury, and we got demolished 52-23 against the Falcons. The next week, we still had Gardner Minshew, but we were so conservative, and I think we had 6 field goals made in that game, that we ended up winning the game 32-0 against the Vikings. Then came back and beat the Ravens 31-28 in a very good game. Last-second touchdown pass to Jameson Williams. Then came back, played the Vikings again, and unfortunately got defeated 44-32. Then we beat the Chiefs, in which I believe was probably our best game of the season. This is one game we would look at the box score. We had 494 yards of offense. This probably was the best game of the season. Jared Goff played perfect. We ran the ball well. Everything about this game, we just played perfect. And that's how you got to play if you're going to beat the Chiefs in this game. And then the Bears on Thanksgiving beat 23-20. Came back, played the Panthers, and got beat 30-17. And then at that point, I was starting to get a little worried because we were 8-5. And the Packers had started playing good, the Bears were playing good, and the Vikings were playing good. So I got a little worried. But we are finishing this season on a 4-game winning streak after beating the Packers 43-24, the Raiders 22-20, the Packers 33-27, and now demolishing the Cowboys 40-18. Taking a look at the Giants' schedule, I'm going to look at that real quick. They started the game off with they started off with a win against the Patriots 17-14, then had 4 straight losses, losing to the Bills, Packers, Cowboys, and Raiders. Turning around and then won, 5 games in a row, then lost 1 against the Commanders, then won 3 more in a row, and then now at late, they've lost 2 of their last 3. So they've kind of gotten a little quiet, but they beat the Cardinals in order to get the playoff position. So they're a team that has been on hot streaks and been on cold streaks. We're on a hot streak right now, and I feel like they might be not on a cold streak, but they might be a little struggling. But these games they lost against the Eagles and Commanders, these are 2 of the best teams in NFC, and they played pretty well against them. And then they beat the 49ers, who are the 3rd seed, 35-6. So I think the Giants are probably a pretty good team, to be honest with you. So that was the schedule. Let's go to stats and awards here. We might be able to get some of this stuff off. Let's go to yearly awards. Now, I believe this is final. This will be the final yearly awards. Coach of the year is Ramiro Gallo, probably really well-deserved. We finished second. Dan Campbell finished second. So I'm not mad about that. I think that's a well-deserved Coach of the Year for Ramiro Gallo. Now looking at the AFC, we'll go through this quickly. Joe Mixon, Offensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. Bryce Young, Rookie of the Year. Jalen Carter, Rookie of the Year. Joe Burrow, Quarterback. Joe Mixon, Running Back. Christian Kirk, Best Wide Receiver. Creed Humphrey, Best Offensive Line. Myles Garrett, Best Defensive Line. TJ Watt, Best Linebacker. Miles Bryant, 74 overall, Best DB. And Ryan Santoso, Best Kicker. Looking at the NFC, Cooper Kupp is the Offensive Player of the Year. Will Anderson, Defensive Player of the Year. So he's a rookie, so he's probably winning Rookie of the Year as well. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Blake Corum ended up finishing 8th. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson wins. Jordan Battle, apparently, and then Christian Gonzalez finishes in 3rd. Best quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Best running back was Saquon Barkley. So, obviously, I feel as if Jamal Williams should have been the best running back in the league. But that's not how the game feels. They feel that Saquon Barkley was the best running back. Well, let's prove them wrong because we're playing against this team, and I think we can easily beat these guys. So, if we can prove these annual awards wrong and be like Saquon Barkley was not the best, that would be a good feeling. Best receiver, nobody up there for us. Best offensive lineman, we did have Osiris Torrance finish 5th. Best D lineman, we had Aiden Hutchinson finish 5th. Best linebacker, Will Anderson wins that. Best DB, Paulson Adebo, and Christian Gonzalez finished 6th. Best kicker, Quinn Nordine. So we get 1 award. Let's go. And those are your awards. Going through this kind of fast. 9th in offensive yards on the season, and we were 21st in defensive yards. So you even it out, kind of average team. 3rd in points scored, and we are probably 26th. We're 26th in points allowed. What I do want to look at is rushing. We were the number 1 rushing team by a lot, by 300-plus yards. Scoring, we're the 3rd best scoring team. I think we probably thrown one of the least amount of passing touchdowns, even right there. First downs, we had more first downs than anybody in the league. It's crazy that we're that dominant of a rushing team. Where the Ravens are number 2. So, defensively, passing, where are we at passing? Not bad, 4,544. And we actually gave up a decent amount. Where are we at? Because that's where I just saw us. Yeah, we gave up a decent amount of rushing yards. I actually didn't expect that. And in points, you see there, sacks. Where are we at in sacks? We finished 4th in sacks with 47. Steelers, of course, with 51. Fumbles, 12. And interceptions, we were down here at 19. Conversions, 3rd down percent. Let's see where we rank here. Probably middle of the pack is what I'm thinking. Yeah, about middle of the pack, 47%. 4th down attempts, we didn't actually go for it the most on 4th down. But we were 72%, which is almost atop the league. And then 2-point conversions, we went for 6. So we led the league in attempts, and we were 16%, which is not good at all. Red zone efficiency, 39. That's just horrible. But then defensively, that's good. So we got to score touchdowns in the red zone. That is just terrible. Not even touchdowns. Just we got to score in the red zone. We were 5th in the league, like I said. We only had 16 penalties. And then turnovers, our differential was -6. How many turnovers did we have in a season, you ask? 38. So actually not terrible. Actually, that's not actually that terrible. We had 32 interceptions, 24 for the Seahawks. We had 6 fumbles, which would lead the league. Fumbles are going to do their thing. Takeaways, we are number 1. Which I'm going to mention that in the game against the Giants, for sure, I'm going to be turning the conservative running on because I just don't want to fumble the ball in the playoffs. But I might also just keep it off. I might just let it play out naturally. We'll have to see how we want to go about it. Yeah, it's getting kind of late. Player stats, let's go through this real quick. Jared Goff, 23 touchdowns, 25 interceptions, threw for 3,500 yards. Gardner Minshew had a pretty solid season running the ball. Jamal Williams, 342 attempts, 1,679 yards, 10 touchdowns. Blake Corum had 439 yards with 3 touchdowns. So pretty good there. It actually is kind of crappy that I can't go through this slower for you guys. Receiving. Jameson Williams did hit 1,000 yards on the season. He had 70 catches for 1,000 and 6 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 1,000 yards as well, so that's good to see. Actually, I feel like he didn't have 1,000 before he got injured, but whatever. Lazard had 717. Pharaoh Brown and Jody Fortson kind of split time in that number 1 tight end role, and they both did pretty decent. And then from there, nobody else really got the ball that much. Ronnie Bell did get his 3 receptions late in the season. Actually, one more thing. For rushing, touchdown. Blake Corum had 3 touchdowns on the season. Receiving, though, we had 2 1,000-yard receivers. Jameson Williams actually led the team in yards, but Amon-Ra St. Brown led the team in receptions. Blocking, Penei Sewell will give up 18 sacks. That's ridiculous. Defensively, we already know that Anthony Walker Jr. had 175 tackles with 14 tackles for loss. Leading the sack category was Aiden Hutchinson with 12 sacks. Drew Sanders, 6.5. Xavier Thomas, who barely got any playing time, at 5.5. Malcolm Rodriguez, you see there. Interceptions, 5 for Christian Gonzalez, 5 for Sean Murphy-Bunting, 2 for Anthony Walker Jr., 2 for Kirby Joseph, 2 for Trey Dean, 1 for Okwara, 1 for Okuda, and 1 for Deshaun Elliott. Pass deflections, 21 for Sean Murphy-Bunting. Catches allowed, doesn't even track that stat. It's pretty useless. Forced fumbles, 3 for Anthony Walker Jr., 2 for Tracy Walker, 2 for Aiden Hutchinson, 2 for Xavier Thomas, 1 for Christian Gonzalez, 1 for Kirby Joseph, 1 for Deshaun Elliott, 1 for Drew Sanders, 1 for Alex Anzalone, and 1 for Josh Pascal. Fumble recoveries, Deshaun Elliott and Malcolm Rodriguez each had 2. Blocks, 2 blocks for Ugo Amadi on the season, 2 for Jerry Jacobs. Safeties, we didn't have any safeties on the year, but defensive touchdowns, we had 2 for Christian Gonzalez, 1 for Deshaun Elliott, 1 for Malcolm Rodriguez, 1 for Anthony Walker Jr., 1 for Kirby Joseph, 1 for Julian Okwara, and 1 for Sean Murphy-Bunting. Defensively, the most downs played was Sean Murphy-Bunting with 977. Actually, blocking, I'm actually curious to see. Taylor Decker played the most downs there. So Taylor Decker probably played the most out of anybody on this team. Yeah, so Taylor Decker, interesting. Let's see the receiving, because he should probably be number 1 for receiving as well. He's not going to pop up, but I'm actually curious, because he did have a touchdown. They don't even count it in the stats. That's crazy. All right, kicking. Quinn Nordine missed 1 field goal all season. He went 37 of 38 kicking. Missed 1 extra point as well on the season. We punted the ball 37 times. Kick return, you see the numbers there. 1 touchdown for Jameson Williams. Highest average was Ronnie Bell. Punt return. What's the longest punt return we had? 16 yards. So that's the stats. You can go to the NFL if you want. Kind of real quickly, I'm going to go through this. Jared Goff led the league there. Running the ball. Najee Harris wasn't too far behind Jamal Williams, but Jamal Williams led the league there. Receiving, Tyreek Hill had 108 receptions. Michael Pittman, though, led the league in receptions. Blocking, who had the most sacks allowed? Mekhi Becton had the most sacks allowed. Defensively, and like tackles altogether, Anthony Walker had a lot. He had a lot of tackles for loss as well. Unfortunately, we're not going to have anybody up there, but we do have some guys here for interceptions we've already looked at. Kicking, attempts-wise, Quinn Nordine attempted more field goals than anybody and had 11 more makes than anybody in the NFL this year and had one of the highest percentages. Yeah, outside of Santoso. Punting, we didn't punt the ball a lot. We already saw that. So I'm sorry I had to rush through that there at the end for the stats and everything like that. But we went over everything we had to go over. We're playing the Giants in a wild card game. I got to get out of here, guys. That was a fun live stream. 2 hours, 21 minutes is how long it was. So the next game, like I said, will be the Giants. But we're going to get right into it against the Giants and hopefully walk away with a victory in the wild card and then move on to the divisional and find out who we're playing then. But that's going to do it, everybody, for this live stream. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And, yeah, that was fun. We'll definitely have to do another one. Maybe if we continue this series and we'll do a draft where we get Matt Mickens and everything like that potentially. That'd be cool to do a little live stream like that. But that's going to do it, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment afterwards. And, my apologies. Hate2X commented. He said online head-to-head. Obviously, he's not in here right now, so I want to apologize to him for not seeing his comment. That's on me. So if he looks back on this, but I don't know if he's a subscriber or not. But I did some online head-to-head in the past, but I don't think that I'm going to be doing that anymore. This franchise, once it's over, I'm looking forward to the MLB The Show game. So I do appreciate you guys checking this out, and I will see you guys in the wild card matchup against the New York Giants. That's it. See ya.